It's Friday night. We've got one in the chat already. Jesus Christ. Well, whoever that one is, can you let us know and say hi? First of all, guys, I would love to apologise to you for last night. I had a little bit of family issues last night, guys, so that's why the show wasn't on. I do apologise sincerely. For people who missed the crime show this morning, I did do the crime show, but it didn't go the way I wanted to. So I will be redoing Ed Gein at a later date. But happy bloody Friday, everyone.
Happy Friday.
How the devil are you two?
Thank God it's Friday.
I'm doing great. I didn't have to get up at 5:30 in the morning today, so I'm good.
Ooh. I'm just sharing this out, guys. Nori! I've missed you too, my sweet. Cryptids! I just wanted to add that in. I just wanted to add that in for my darling Maureen.
I know they're there, yeah.
So tonight, guys, we are talking, it's quite a strange topic, but one that I'm very fascinated with. Are we part of a dimension? Meaning, when we go out in investigations and we are looking for spirits, can spirits see us as well? Like it's a double-ended mirror? Are we ghosts to them as much as they're ghosts to us? It's a quite interesting topic. What's your thoughts, guys?
I reckon it is, because there's been a few films. There's been some good films. I can't remember the titles of them now, where people have had a car crash and gone into this house. What was it called? A family had a car crash.
They just thought they'd broken down.
Yeah. And they went into this house, didn't they? And they started seeing these people, but they were the ghosts, weren't they? Yeah. They died.
Yeah. That is, do you know what? That is a brilliant film, Beetlejuice. I would love to see the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, at some point I will.
Well, there's been a few of those films, isn't there? But yeah, I reckon it is. I reckon it's slightly to do with different dimensions. I really do, because especially like with Bigfoot too, you'll get one footprint. Do you know what I mean? And like there's been various theories about portals and such. Isn't there? Like Tom said earlier, they shapeshift, don't they? I reckon they shapeshift.
Yeah, could be like one type of being that's out there that can shapeshift in anything they want, and they just throughout the ages they have just messed with us. They are the vampires, they are the werewolves, they are the cryptids or the crap tits or whatever you want to call them.
You cheeky devil, that was a wee dig at me, you asshole.
It wasn't intended, it just kind of flowed,
Oh, right. Is it because I can't say cryptids?
Crab tits.
Crab tits.
Crab tits, that's something different altogether.
Well, crab tits, crab tits.
I didn't know me had tits. Sorry.
Everyone's tits. Well, seeing it's a Friday night, folks. But I've got to admit, I've always thought it like that. I haven't thought it as anything else. I've thought it as we're going in and doing investigations, right? And we're looking for spirits. And I often wonder if they can actually see us. Bearing in mind, I used to go to this, I've been to this place, it's my favourite place, I always talk about it. It's Lennox Castle. Now, Lennox Castle, as I've always told everybody from day dot, is it's different atmospheres from day to night. And the last time I was there, I can honestly say I felt like I was in a circle, because I felt people were walking round about me, like literally. And all my head kept doing was like that, if I was following them all the way around me. And I often wonder if they could see me as much as what I seen them. It's quite an interesting subject. Excuse me. It's like, I think it as a a parallel universe. Really. That's how I think see when people talk about heaven and hell, I don't believe in heaven and hell. I just think it's a load of made up crap. Sorry to offend MD, just my opinion.
I think there's just an afterlife.
Yeah.
I don't even think that. I think it's a parallel universe with different verses.
Just like I don't think there's anything like demons. I don't think demons really exist. I just think spirits are, there's good ones and there's bad ones. So you're an asshole when you're alive. You're going to be an asshole when you're dead too. You know, it's...
See, my problem with demons lies with Zach Baggins. Everything was bloody demons.
I willed his name into the conversation.
Oh my God. That man breaks my soul.
A demon is a Christian thing anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So if you're not and Satan and all that, that's all Christianity, isn't it?
See, the thing about it is, guys, is the fact that, you know, I think people watch too many films and they get in the idea that's how it is, and maybe they're showing the same sort of actions that have happened to other people in the films, and people are sitting there thinking, oh, that's happened to me. It must be a demon, or it must be this, or it must be that. And it's just like, no. You just don't believe anything that happens in films. And as I said, it's one of those ones, but I would be fascinated to actually know if someone was doing a voice recorder with me, because I would love to know if I was saying fuck back through in the EVP. Like, I'm sitting doing an EVP on them, they're doing an EVP on me, and I'm thinking,
you're talking to each other.
Aye, and I'm like that, thinking to myself, fuck, I forgot to get something, and that's went through to the EVP. As daft as that sounds.
Yeah, it could be dead right.
It could be right. I'm just going to quickly get into comments. Noreen says, hi everyone. Love you, Lo. Love you, Noreen. Tim and Tom are okay too. Don't want to leave you out. Hi, Nigel. Robert says, depends on if they're looking for ghosts. Noreen says, Tom's muscling in on cryptids. He's come up with a few I didn't think of. Robert says, crop tits. Hiya, Terry. Hiya, William. And Robert says, it's all about control. If they scare you to behave by saying you're going down, if you're naughty, then they gain control.
See, that's why I hope there is an afterlife and that we're aware that it's an afterlife, because I will be messing with so many people so hard. I'll be doing impressions. They'll be like, oh my God, we got Donald Trump on EVP. You know, like, that's right. It's me. I'm coming through. You're going to love it. I'm going to be here. We're all going to talk. It's going to be great.
Do you know what? I have had spirits. Oh, sorry. I've had spirits that have been. I meant to hit out because I did the sharing and it went into reels and it came up with whose line is it anyway. So I have. I'm laughing at William. I have thought about, spirits and how funny it would be of some of the things that we come away with. But if I was personally a spirit, I would fuck with everybody that annoyed me. I would move their car keys.
Wouldn't it be brilliant?
Oh, man, you have no idea.
I could moon them and just manifest just the butt cheeks and be like, look at these 2 orbs I got. Like,
Don't even get me started in orbs. Robert says, I have a life. Whoa. William says, crook tits are enough to scare MD. You're right. Noreen says, can you imagine Tom in the afterlife? He'll cause so much mischief. Him and his red cock. Robert says, Tom and I will be unstoppable.
That's right. You just see this appear in your face.
Honestly, if I had to see that in my face, I would scream. I would literally scream. Can you imagine? No, nobody standing beside you, but all you see is this red chicken in your face when you wake up.
Screaming at you.
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I woke up with
But-
cock in front of my face.
I would be interested.
as Toya
So,
Wilcox says, it's a mystery.
So, guys, here's a question for you. If you had to travel back in time, what era would you guys go to?
I actually just answered that question today.
Oh.
I would.
I don't know.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, you go, Tom.
We were talking about it today when I was at that mansion that I was at today. It was built in 1865, I think. I'd said if I could go back in time, I wouldn't go that far. I would go back to like the 1930s, and I'd go to that garden that I volunteered at to fix up, because I would love to be on the property to see everything in its glory, to talk to Robert Logan, to be able to pick his brain on things, because he was a very unique individual, very strange individual. But I mean, that would be my mecca right there. I mean, to hell with going back to see, Jesus and all that, like all that. I want to go back and I want to see my Sorobia the way it was.
That would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. What about you, Tim?
Well, I love the Saxon times, but I used to do reenactment, speaking old English and all that. But in reality, I'd probably as soon as I got back there, I'd get killed or something, because it was a bit brutal. It was a bit brutal then. It was a bit brutal, wasn't it? But like Tom, I would like to go back to like when the early '60s, like Tom said, and like that, and maybe taking the mobile phone with me and all that, and showing me mobile phone, and take them to the cinema, because they're like, Jaws hadn't been out yet in 1959, has it, and all that, and take them to the cinema and put a new film on with all the brilliant CGI. Then can you imagine it?
Can you imagine like all the great films being back then? Jesus Christ! Can you imagine? Can you even imagine walking up to these people, right, in the eras, and being like, "Look at this technology! Look at this phone." They wouldn't have a clue what to do with it.
No.
Like, look, and there's a true story on here, and then bring up The Matrix and have them watch that. That would really blow their mind.
Yeah. I mean, it has got, since I was born, it's gone through the roof, technology, in that short space of time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. It's amazing. Do you know what? On you go, my love.
I was talking to my dad, actually. He's got the dementia now, but so he always talks about the old days and that and stuff. But, when he was born in 1935, when the Spitfires and all that were flying around. And I'm talking to him about how it is now, how it's come from that. And he was making a crystal set radio, and like in 80 odd years, it just blows you away, doesn't it? It's how have we got this advanced so quickly? Is it alien reverse technology, or is it just that we're pretty clever? Or well, we're not, are we?
We have more technology in these things than they did to get man to the moon.
You see that in World War II, we had at Bletchley Park a massive computer that cracks various codes and such. But that mobile phone is more powerful than that.
Yeah.
And that's only like 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, and you think those computers took up rooms, like huge rooms.
Yeah.
All for just
big
one
rooms.
One processing unit.
Yeah.
Now we can make major movies with this thing.
Oh God, that Noreen said that would be very interesting. Tom, hey Holly, Robert says I'm writing about time travel using certain crystals. Oh, William.
Wow.
That'd be interesting to read, William. But you know, this is this is what grinds my gears and boils my piss. Is the technology these days, but it does, right? Because you can film everything now with your phone, and it's getting ridiculous. What you're having for your dinner tonight? Snapshot, Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm going for a bath and shower. Snapshot, Facebook. It's
Everybody
like,
knows
I
everything.
don't. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'll tell you, do you know what? I don't even buy a newspaper. I have not bought a newspaper in years,
No.
ladies and gentlemen, because I don't need to
Oh,
buy a newspaper when I go on to Facebook and you've got the Sun, the Daily Record, the Daily Mail, you've got all the local news, and even we Isa down the street who puts everything on Facebook.
I
yeah.
can tell you the last newspaper I bought was almost a year ago. And the only reason I bought it, and I bought 5 copies of it because that's all I could find, was because my name was in it. I was like, yeah.
Oh, what? Apart from being on the rob, why were you in it?
For that garden. There was a gentleman that
Oh,
wrote
were
an
you?
article
Oh,
about
wow.
that garden back in 2014 and talked about the history. And then my mom reached out to him and said, hey, I noticed your article that you did back in 2014. Well, my son, blah, blah, blah. And she went on and told him about that. So he reached out to me, wanted me to meet him over there. And he snapped some shots and we talked and stuff like that. And he wrote a whole article, even put my YouTube channel in there. It didn't get me many more subscribers, but, hey, at least I'm
In
immortalized
fact,
in print.
I'll tell you what I'll do. Guys, please follow Tom on just the wee script there. It's his youtube.com. This is Tom's World. Go and check this young fellow out. If you like to see adventures, see nature, then Tom is your man because he's a history man. He likes to do trails and things like that. So guys, please check it out definitely. He also does podcasts like this, where he just sits and talks.
Yep.
So definitely guys, check them out.
Every
Check him
Monday,
out even.
7:30 p.m. Eastern time. So just about every Monday. Sometimes I don't feel like doing it, so it goes on Tuesday.
Yeah, you need a break now and again.
Listen, you bloody bugger. Where's my golf at?
We played the other night, but we didn't broadcast it because we were trying to cheer up Nick. He was in a bit of a funk, as you may have seen on his post. So it was just me, Nick, and Joe, and we played for a few hours.
You so shithawks. I don't get to watch. Noreen says, think the last time I bought a newspaper was when I was in it too. I've still got the clipping in a box under the bed. No need for newspapers these days. That's the problem, Noreen. See, newspapers. I'm not just going to talk about this. Newspapers are so expensive these days, so you're better going on Facebook Live.
Propaganda rubbish.
Do you know what? I just look at the newspapers for crime ideas. See if there's something that's interesting that swings to me. I'll read it, but apart from that, no. Robert says, now I was getting my eye poked free for golf it today.
Oh, well, today I don't know what's going on. It's Friday, man. That usually belongs to the goddess, but I don't know what's going on there today. There's a whole bunch of things going on. We'll see. Waiting to hear back. So if she doesn't come over, maybe.
I would say golf it. Hi. Robert's like Saturday.
Oh no, Saturdays are definitely Stephanie days. No.
That's it, Robert. You're Dutch for a woman. But definitely. So, guys, here's the thing, right? So, what sort of reactions do you think the ghosts, right, on the other side when they see us? What do you think their reaction is?
I can imagine. Yeah.
Christ, look at this.
Oh, here they come again with their cat balls.
They catch a glimpse of us as we're coming out of the shower. What the hell was that?
Like, do you know, Tom has put this idea in my head, but all I can see is Beetlejuice, where they're like, they've got the head and everything, like, and it just doesn't work.
I've not seen either of them.
We like sitting. Have you never seen Beetlejuice?
No, not seen either of them. I haven't.
The original.
I know.
Never.
Great.
No, I haven't.
Jesus Christ!
I get scared. I have nightmares over these films.
Beetlejuice? That's a comedy, though.
I know, but I still do. I mean, it's weird. I can go out. I'm not scared at all when I'm out investigating. We've seen stuff happen, and that's all right. But if I watch a film on telly, because they're normally gory, aren't they? And I'll have a nightmare. I will have a nightmare. Yeah.
Beetlejuice isn't gory. It's just more gothic.
It's comedy.
Yeah,
it's comedy.
Like there's no. I mean, you see somebody that's cut in half on there, waiting to get to talk to their afterlife social worker, and another guy who's got a shark on his leg, and guy's got a chicken bone stuck in his throat.
I will watch them. I'll probably watch them in the afternoon or something.
God love you, Tim.
I did watch The Crow again last week. I love that film.
The original.
I've never actually seen it.
You know that little girl in the movie?
Pardon?
The little girl in that movie, the little blonde.
Yeah.
She was a friend of mine for a long time.
I think I've heard you talk about that before, Tom. Yeah.
Rochelle Davis. We're not friends anymore for whatever reason. I don't know why, but she's a cool person.
She was the girlfriend's daughter, yeah? Or
no, I think she was just somebody that knew the couple.
You guys be okay, and then I'll be back.
Okay.
Don't be ruining my show. Don't crash it.
No, we will now. We'll talk about you while you're gone.
She's going to the Thunderbox.
So, obviously, she's well grown up now. Then, because that's quite old.
Yeah. She's only a few years younger than I am. So she's in her 40s, and she still embraces the whole experience, even though, like she was on set, I believe, when Brandon Lee was accidentally shot. So she was there when it happened, and it kind of messed with her, so she didn't get back into acting. What she tried to ease back into it as an adult, but it didn't work out. Last I knew, I mean, she might have something going on that I don't know about now. It's been at least a few years since we talked. But we talked on a regular basis. I mean, she's been through a lot of stuff throughout her life, and she does do a podcast, or she did. I don't know if she still does.
Oh, right.
Called The Crow's Nest. You can find it on like YouTube and stuff. Plus, she has Rochelle Davis has social media too. She's got Facebook. She's got Instagram. She's got Twitter. She's got
look
TikTok.
Rochelle Davis. Yeah,
of course, that's her stage name, but I will never give away her real name.
No,
even though we're not friends anymore, I still won't do that.
Well, maybe you are friends, but you just lost touch. Happens, doesn't it?
Well, she blocked me on Facebook and stuff, so I don't know what happened.
Oh. No. Oh, that's a shame. But yeah, so I watched that a couple of weeks ago, and I also watched The Lost Boys again because I like that as well.
The Lost Boys. There was a rumor going around about, I don't know if it's true, they were going to either remake it or make another one. They shouldn't do that. No, they shouldn't with these films. No, these are classic films. They should just. I mean, they've remade The Crow.
I know.
And my buddy Dom saw it and he said he loved it. I said, I'm not going to ever watch it.
No,
not going to happen.
No, my daughter feels the same.
Certain movies, like if they, like I was just the other day, I was talking about the Rocky Horror Picture Show. If they ever remade that, I'd never watch it.
Yeah,
I need the original cast.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just a cult thing, isn't it? It's
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love it's. I watched that for the first time, Rocky Horror, when I was a teenager. I had heard the soundtrack for it before I saw the movie, and I thought, man, this sounds crazy. What the hell is this?
yeah, me too. I
And
watched it years ago.
I went to a relative's house over in Erie, PA, and we were going to the video store back in the '90s, early '90s, and we were trying to figure out something to watch. And I saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I said, "Oh my God, we got to get this." We didn't even watch the other things we got. We watched that movie, no lie, like 5 times in a row that night. And
Bloody
I was
hell.
seeing something different in it every time we watched it. And
Yeah.
since then, I can't even tell you how many times I've seen it. Thousands of times, and I don't get bored of it.
No.
Joe was talking the other night with me about it, and he said there was Joe and Mark on Joe's show, and they were asking if I ever saw what was considered to be the sequel, although it wasn't really a sequel, called Shock Treatment. I said I saw parts of it, but I can't make it through it.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's got Magenta, Columbia, and somebody else in it. There was like 3 characters. It might have been Richard O'Brien, the guy that played Riff Raff. That they moved on to like a different storyline, and I think it takes place in space. I'm not sure, but it wasn't that exciting. Not like the Rocky Horror. That movie just captivated me like from day one, and it's like,
yeah.
man, I even went out to see it in the theater, dressed as Dr. Frankenfurter, fishnets and all. And I had to take the subway to get to this theater because I wasn't driving yet. So I had to ride in the subway like that. Got a lot of looks. I wasn't alone.
Where do you live then, Tom? Where were you based?
Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So yeah, it's the land of history here. This is where the country started.
Yeah, definitely is. Yeah,
that's why I love what I do, because I mean I don't go into the inner city Philadelphia old town area to do a lot of my videos, because there's other local YouTubers that do that. I do more of the suburbs and stuff like that. Like today I was at that mansion built in 1685. Benjamin Franklin hung out at this place, who was one of our founding fathers.
1685. That's old, isn't it, for America? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's plenty of places that are no longer here, but have been here in my lifetime. There was a place called the Red Lion Inn where like Washington was there. I think Lincoln was there. A handful of the founding fathers had stopped there because it was en route to the center part of Philadelphia from where they were coming from. A lot of them lived up in the what's now the suburbs of Philly, and they would travel what they call the King's Highway. And in order to take the King's Highway, they went past the Red Lion Inn, so they'd stop in, have some drinks, some food. You know, it's I wish it was still here, but it burned down in the late 80s, early 90s.
Guys.
That's all right.
That's all right. Well, I live not far from. Do you know much about George Washington? His family lived not far from where I am in Salgrave.
Oh, really?
Which is in I can't remember if it's in Northamptonshire where I am, or might be over the border in Oxfordshire. I can't remember. Salgrave Manor. And they were absolutely destitute. And they came over to the Spencers, which is Diana's family. And he had to give them a major loan at one time, like with money and that, you know? Yeah. Salgrave Manor, the Washingtons are from, yeah.
Yeah, and William Penn was from over there too, somewhere, like over in the UK somewhere. And some king or something like that, or had given him the land that is now Pennsylvania, and said, "This is yours." He gave him documentation and everything, but William Penn wasn't satisfied with that because he knew that there were indigenous people living here, like the Native Americans. So he came over here and he spoke with all of them. He went all over the state, speaking with them and bartering, so that in their eyes it was legal that he had their land. He started with the Delaware River and worked his way across, which is why he got lost in those woods that I got lost in, that me and Lois were talking about.
Aye.
And he named
when
it
you
Mount
go
Misery.
down to the woods today, you're in for a big surprise.
I sure was. I was out of breath, and I couldn't even figure out where I was.
I just want to tell you something what happened at Rendlesham. I can't say too much because Andy, whose gig it was, he's having a big show about it on next Wednesday, I think. So I obviously can't say too much because some of his people I know watch this. But one thing I will say is we started investigating. There was about 7 or 8 of us in Rendlesham Forest. You know about Rendlesham, don't you, Tom?
What's that?
You know about Rendlesham Forest over here?
No.
No, it's like our Roswell. There was a big it was an American air base, and in 1984 there was a major UFO incident there. You probably heard of it, but
I may have.
Yeah. Anyway, it's got everything in it. It's got everything. We went in there last week. It's massive forest, but nothing like you've got in the States, but big for the UK. Anyway, we started investigating about 3 o'clock, and it's pouring rain, pouring, and they've got the actual UFO trail where it's supposedly where this thing landed, and it got dark, and there's 7 or 8 of us. We went back to the car, didn't think nothing else about it. But this is just one thing I want to say, which is very, very strange. We got back to the car about 8:30, and the next day, Andy said, "Nobody put a torch on. It's pitch black it's pitch black at 8:30 at night. We don't understand how we found our way back. We didn't even think about torches.
Wow.
Yeah, we walked through these trails back to the car. We'd all got them, but we just didn't even think about turning the torch on. Now, how the hell did we get back? It was like 4 or 5 miles around these trails in the woods. It's getting dark about 7-ish now.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about it. Andy said yesterday, we didn't put a torch on, did we? I said, no, nobody put any torches on. It's on the Suffolk coastline. There's no light pollution. It's pouring with rain anyway, so it's cloudy. It's dark. How did we get back to that car park?
Sheer will.
We didn't even think about it. We didn't even think.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Right, I'm going to go into the comments of the building. Hi, Nicola. Robert says, I've gone to the Outback. They better not touch the they better not touch the Lost Boys.
No.
William said, like that film, The Lost Boys, it's a good film. Greg Cross says, good to meet you guys. Hiya, Greg, welcome to the show. Robert says, and to think Richard O'Brien is an Australian. William says, do the time warp, lol. Robert says, but how do you say that, guys?
Delphia. Because that's the last part of like Philadelphia. I don't know.
Robert says the current king is visiting the colonies right now down under, and Robert says lucky.
Can you imagine if there was a Bigfoot in the UK? You're just out in the woods. You get, "Oi, move on, yeah." It's just.
I know that would be nuts. Anyway, they have got a Bigfoot in UK. They've got me because I'm a size 10 in that.
I filmed some of Tom. We were going to show it a couple of weeks ago, but there's nobody.
Did he roar with an accent?
In fact,
did he roar with an accent? Was it more Cockney or?
Tim, I wish you had said, because I wonder. Because I've not got time. Because what I was going to say was, if you could send me the video, what I could possibly do. Bigfoot with a Vivian accent. I'll say no comment.
We'll do it another time, though. Don't worry now.
You sure? Because what I was going to say is if obviously we had time, what I would do is because I was a good girl. I have finally managed, and it's only took me a goddamn while, how to actually do it. Because I had John Osuna on my show, and I was promoting his film The Bouncer, which just came out there last week.
I watched it. Brilliant. I watched it. Brilliant.
So I managed to show the trailer by myself. I didn't need Nicky Boy. I was like, yeah, you used to see me. I was like, get it out. It's like, yeah.
You were. I did see you. I did. I watched it. I watched it on catch up.
So I don't even know what subject we've got for next week for this show. I know next Thursday, guys, we have Paul Goddard coming on the Mystical Carousel. So I'm looking forward to that one. But I've no idea what's happening next Friday. I think it's a subject, to be fair.
No.
In fact, I should go and check because I'm thinking you're going to be on the next one, aren't you, Tim?
When's the next one?
Next Friday.
Yeah, it should be.
Yeah, I'll be here next Friday, yeah.
Because what I'm thinking is if I haven't picked a good subject, what I was thinking about was you guys could do the stone theory. The stone theory, because I know you were desperate. I know you were really desperate to do it the last time, Tim, but obviously in fact, not in case I have a guest, but I'm sure I've got a subject. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Oh, I'm really believing the stone tape. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be cool.
She's gone again.
Yeah, she said 2 seconds and bam, was gone. What's really funny is the countdown that she does. Like, it's the same countdown we've all used at some point or another in the beginning of the show. My rubber chicken actually goes along at the same pitch if I just keep going.
You are a shithawk. I can hear you. Where are we at?
I did it. That was fun.
In fact, where am I at? Right, so I can move that one for you. Right, next week we'll do stone tape theory.
Right. Cool.
So that's what we'll do next Friday. I'll do that for you, sweetie. Who the hell are you?
I got me a skinny neck.
I have got my book, Noreen. I have got it right there, sweet cheeks. William's asking who Paul Goddard is. Paul does Past Life. He's a really interesting guy. I've seen him on many shows. So he's a nice guy. He is, Noreen. William says there's 1,001 subjects. Do you know what, William? Since I have done the shows from the beginning, I have done so many subjects I cannot keep up with what I've done, what I've not done, and what I've still to do. Robert says Rolling Stones gather no life subject.
Wow. Yeah.
And Noreen's asking about my book. So my book is there. But what is upcoming for you, gentlemen? What are you doing at the weekend?
I'm investigating tomorrow our ruins, our old ruins that we go to quite regular. That's quite active. We're going to have a seance there. It's a church ruin, 12th century church, 13th century church ruin.
Wow, I would love to
that
see
that. Really good. Sounds really, really good.
Yeah, I just got a lot of editing in front of me.
Noreen says you are showing off now, Lo, twice in a row. Listen, I've got to show that book because I want you to see this book all the time and know that I bloody got it. William says, if you've done 1,000, there's 1,000 more. Believe me, William, I'll find the subjects, don't you worry. Nicola says, I'd love to have my past life done. I would actually, I mean, I've had it done twice, but I would love it to do it with Paul because it would be very, very interesting.
Yeah, there's been somebody, I don't remember who said it just recently, but because of the attachment that I don't mean to keep making this about me, of course, but the attachment that I have to that garden, that place, what it used to be. There's people that have asked me before, do I think that maybe I was there in like a former life? Because they had a whole artist colony there that lived there with them. And they all had their own little individual houses. I mean, tiny houses, but still, there was a lot of people that lived there at one point. And you know what? Maybe I was. Maybe that's why there's such an attachment to it. I mean, from the second I walked into that garden, I felt like this is my place. This is like I walked into a storybook and I was drawn in. I was like, there's something about I have to fix this. It's not right. And I did my best. I mean, it looks a lot better now. You could see everything. There's a human chessboard there. There's all kinds of stuff.
I've got to admit, to be honest, fellas, I do believe in past lives. I believe that there's signs that show you that you've had a past life. Like, I've met people and I've thought, I've known you all my life. Like, how do I know you? And you meet people in that level.
Yeah.
And
instant connection, isn't that?
It is. It really, really is. So I'm fascinated by, Eris! Sorry. I'm fascinated with, and I forgot I've not even muted myself. So I do apologise, folks, for that little outburst. It's just my cat chasing whatever she was chasing. So obviously past lives, I do believe in them. I really am fascinated with them. So I can't wait to actually have Paul on because I would love to dig deep into past lives.
Yeah. I had quite a
Thomas,
lot of...
what is wrong with you?
When you said, I can't wait to have Paul on, with the accent barrier, I thought you said porn.
Porn on.
I can't wait to have porn. I'm like, whoa, what? It's all over the internet. You can get it.
So far we have cryptids and now I'm putting porn on.
Hey,
what a good night we're having.
Talking about past lives, my mum was a big...
I thought you were going to say talking about porn.
I did too.
Sorry, Tom. Carry on.
Okay, yeah. My mother was a spiritualist, and she well into the paranormal. She comes from Irish Romney stock from Ireland, so maybe that's got something to do with it. And why I can't trace the family tree past my grandmother, because they didn't keep records, did they? The Romneys, I suppose. Anyway. I found, although they didn't talk to me about it much because I was a kid and all that when it was all happening, but I found tapes and all kinds of stuff where she was being recorded in past life things and such. I talked to her when I got older, and they actually traced her back to, her name was Rose, and she come from Banbury, and they found the tea room that she supposedly worked in, and they even found a grave in Banbury from a past life called Rose. Yeah. Quite amazing, really. She knew so much. So I mean, that puts the theory of parallel universes out, doesn't it?
It really, really does. It actually really does. And if you think about it,
you can't have both, can you? You can't have a past life and a parallel. Can you? I don't know. I think so.
Well, believe it or not, you could. Yeah, I'm quite a believer that everybody has a past life, everybody has a future. When we all die, you think about it. I'm going to kill that cat.
Man, how great would it be if in my next life I came across This Is Towns World on YouTube and be like, man, this guy, cool.
You know what? This is why me and Tom shouldn't work together, because it just becomes too much, because we're both as mad as each other and the hilarity flows between the two. So can you imagine, Tom, if we met in a future life and I'd be like, hey, Tom,
Like,
it's
Tom,
me.
oh my God, that is my name, isn't it? Oh my God.
Well,
everything comes back instantly.
You hear a lot of children remembering stuff, don't you?
Yeah. Well, this is what I'm very fascinated by, is because the one that I always think of that always jumps out to me all the time is the twins who died, and then the mother went on to have a set of twins years later, and the set of twins resembled the last twins that she had lost, because there were certain things that they would play with. They wouldn't play with anything else but these old toys. They said things that resembled what the twins would say, and then they would go into a deep description of the twins, even though they never met them or had seen pictures.
Like the universe just said, all right, you guys, you didn't get enough of a chance. You get to redo it. Come on, go.
Yeah.
I would rather come back as an animal than a human, if I'm really, really honest.
A friend of mine, she told me she had a baby. She lost the baby, and then about a couple of years later, she had another baby, and they were driving past this cemetery. Again, this was out Banbury Way, because it was that area. And the little boy, he was about 3 or 4 at the time, or whatever he was, said, I've been there. You came, mummy, and you cried on my grave. And this is what this little boy said.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
and they went in and he took her to where it was. He said, I died there before, mummy. Do you remember? I'm in there, mummy.
Wow.
How would you react? But I would be terrified. That would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
You'd think that be like,
obviously, it's supposedly true, whether it is or not. You hear these stories, but they sound quite legitimate.
Oh God, aye.
That's crazy.
Robert says the little bugger's not taking your book this time. You're right, Robert. I've got a super glue to me. William says everything is vibration. It moves. Noreen is laughing. William says, and I said something vibrations. William. Noreen says Tom is trying to look. He's not trying to look. Sorry, Tom is trying to one up my cryptids with porn. Robert says, why not? William says, I want to come back as a nipple and cape.
That's almost as bad as some comedian that said he wanted to come back as a girl's bicycle seat.
My God.
Is there any part of Katie Price that's real now, do you think? Or is it all plastic?
Do you know who she's becoming a lot like?
She looks awful.
Jackie Salone.
Yeah. She looks awful now, bless her.
It's no bless her, she brought it on herself.
Well, yeah.
I don't like the women. Don't even get me started.
I'm trying to be diplomatic.
Listen, on a Friday night show, we're not being diplomatic. We can be wild. That's why I brought Tom on.
Until they perfect plastic surgery, then there's no need for anybody to get it. Just grow old.
God.
It makes you look worse. I mean, there's some people that got away with it, that did it, and it looks fantastic. They accomplished what they wanted.
Yeah, they go over the top, don't they?
Yeah, most people know. Like a chick who, I don't remember what movie star or whatever she was, but I remember seeing before and after pictures. And before she was nice looking as a kid, but then when she got older, the lips are all like real
exactly,
big.
William. You can't be serious on social media.
No, God no.
It's like
God,
the teeth
no.
as well, isn't it? They have the teeth so white. It's ridiculous.
Honestly, they go to but see, do you know when? Oh, I can't believe we're having a conversation like this. My show is turning into whatever subject we can think of, right? But I have seen people who went to Turkey to get their teeth done and ended up like Jaws, like from James Bond. Robert says, then there's like naturals like Dolly Parton. I love Dolly Parton. I can't stand the blow up lips, look awful. But I would tell you, but they're good for Noreen.
You know, I have a small story about
Shut
Dolly
up, Lo.
So I went
I like the way that was like, shut up, Lo.
I went into the Hard Rock Casino here in Atlantic City, right? And in the Hard Rock casinos, they have like real outfits that different celebrities wore and stuff. I came across one that was Dolly Parton. I'm like, how the hell is? I have a picture of it somewhere. I don't have it handy right now, but there's no way Dolly's boobs fit into this dress. And the mannequin they had it on was like as thin as olive oil from Popeye. And the thing was hanging a little bit, but there's no way. I was like, no, this is not Dolly Parton's dress. Somebody got this wrong.
Yeah,
but that's weird. There's I don't know, unless it's stretched, maybe, I don't know, but there's no way in hell. I mean, that woman is very well endowed and always has been. I think she got a reduction though, didn't she, at some point?
I don't know.
But like back in her younger days before that, I don't think it was spandex, Robert. I think it was just like it was like an evening gown kind of thing.
Yeah.
That she wore to like, an award show or something.
Very slim waist.
Like I imagine that if she would have tried to put that on, it would have squished the boobs so much that her cleavage would have come up to her chin. Like, it's ridiculous. Of course, I got to find a way to talk about boobs.
Yeah, we've gone through everything tonight.
Yeah, boobs happen quite often when I'm on.
Well, yeah. Lo's hiding. Lo's just listening contently in the background. Spandex. Why don't we just get into whips, chains, BDS?
Oh.
Sorry, guys, I got cut off there.
Yeah.
So they must have not liked. They must have not liked what I said about whips, chains, and everything.
You're getting
Robert says baboon butt lips. Noreen says, "Oh, but because I said what I did, and Tim told me to shut up. So I'm saying nothing. Saying nothing.
I know exactly where it's going. You'll get banned again.
down the rabbit hole. That's that. No, I'm keeping my mouth shut on that one too. No comment. Something I don't want to answer. I'll go. No comment. But it's been a great show, guys. It really, really has. Talking about 50 Shades there, Lo. Oh, yeah. You wouldn't believe it, Robert. Sarah, get well soon, my love. Hi, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Just woke up, dying of COVID, so was asleep, honey. Get well soon from always. And that chicken in the background. But thank you very much, guys, for everyone tonight. I really, really do appreciate you. And we will see you at the weekends. All right, everyone, have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.